So hey, Frank Paris here. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I'm gonna do this one because this is something that uh, when I purchase an item, a lot of times I build my own props and things like that. But even when I purchase an item, and this is an item that I got from Tom Yurasits, Yurasits, Magic. Give him a call. Give him a call or check his website out, tomyurasits.com. And he makes the rounds at all the magic conventions and sells some great stuff. And usually it's standout stuff. Nobody else is selling it. And his wand machine, which is what you're looking at right here, this wand machine is one of his signature tricks, along with his bunny in the hat, which I had to wait 2 years to get. And if you look up on my YouTube channel, Magician Frank Paris, Bunny in the Hat, you'll see me doing it for a show, a Christmas party, and you'll see how that particular product works too. That I didn't need to make any modifications on because when you watch the video, you'll see that everything is there for you. You just got to rehearse it and get it right and do it the correct way. But the wand making machine, okay, is his also, and basically you tell your kids you can't do your show unless the first thing you do in your show is you make a wand. Okay, you need a wand. You need to make a wand in order to do the rest of the show, to do the magic tricks that you need to do, because you need a wand. Okay, so what I've done is I've added some stuff. Most of this stuff I make myself. So if you're interested in any of it and you want to use it, not just for the wand making machine, but if you want to use it behind or Velcro to a prop that you have now, a square circle, well, I don't know about a square circle, but something where you're not going to be turning it around and showing the back of it, this might be the item for you. And I also designed it, the props that are behind this wand making machine, so that they're all Velcroed onto the back of the wand making machine, except for one item, which I'll get into in a second. But basically what happens with this particular prop is you go to make a wand and you crank the front. Is it over here? Let's see, wrong side here. This is the guy right here. You're gonna crank this wheel here. Let's see if I can stand up here. Find that crank. Oh no, the crank is here. I'm sorry. Okay, so at my age, you kind of. So you would crank this wand, and the first one that comes out is a square wand, and it has no paint. So you say, well, that ain't going to work, and you place the wand back into the machine, and then you make a few adjustments, like I'll make an adjustment like so, and then of course you crank it again, and the second one that comes out, that's the second one, it's round, but it has no paint on it. And you say, well, geez, you can't use this. It's not a magic wand. And then you remind the kid, you say, well, what does a magic wand look like? And some of them may know, but some of them may not know. You say, well, it's black in the middle, and it's got two white tips, So you take some white paint in this case, and I Velcroed these guys on. There's a little Velcro on the back. I Velcro these guys down. You don't put anything in them, but you make like you're pouring some white paint in there. And then the third wand that you crank out is a white wand. All white. You say, well, that won't do. Okay, and you go to make a few more adjustments. And as you're making the adjustments, in my case, bubbles. Well, excuse me, why do we have bubbles? We're trying to make a wand here. Why would bubbles be coming out of my wand making machine? It must be a defect. Let me make some more adjustments. Okay, now the next one that comes up, you say, well, first what you would do is now you're going to pour some black paint in. All right? And when you do that, the next one that comes out is black with white polka dots, because you had already put white into the funnel, into the machine. By the way, these all come off. They don't stay on here for packing purposes. This is Velcro, that's Velcro. So now you've got a black wand with a white polka dots. And the way I do the trick is, I said, well, I got to make some more adjustments, and I'm going to turn this here, and I'm going to make do something else back here. Let me see what other adjustments I can make. Okay, and then of course, now you see smoke coming out of the machine. You go, whoa, what is that? I can't believe there's smoke coming. We must be taxing the machine so much. I'm going to give it a break for a few seconds here. Okay, and the kids are reacting at the whole time that this is going on. You say, well, you know, we again, we can't do a show without. So let me take some uh, black and white paint and pour them both in. So you've done that, and now you crank out one that's black and white with stripes. And you say, well, that's how the heck? What the heck is this? Okay, and you've already used the smoke machine and the bubble machine. Okay, and you've made adjustments and you've done all of that, and there's smoke coming out and there's bubbles coming out. You can do that as many times as you want. Okay, and then this next thing that happens is a little scary too. All of the things that you're seeing happening are being done by remote control. Right now, the remote controls, I'm going to show you the back. The remote controls are Velcroed to the side of the wand making machine. But when I do this in my shows, I have them laying down on the table behind the unit. Okay, so this way I can freely pick the one that I want to do and maybe do a combination of one and the other, maybe the smoke and the bubbles. And I'm going like this, you know. And if you go up on YouTube, you'll see the act. Magician Frank Paris wand making machine. You'll see me doing it for a Christmas party. So you'll see the reaction that. Well, these are adults, so you're not going to get the same reaction with adults as you do with kids. But I still got a reaction. So basically now, okay, the next time you crank it, you get a wand with white and black, white with black tips, okay, and you can't do anything with that. And then you get one with black with white tips, okay, and that's your final one. That's the one you get, and that's the one. So now we can go on to do other things and whatever else you do in your act or whatever. So this is a great opening thing. Now let's go to the back and see what we got. And again, all of these things I created. Some I've sold. I've had Tom bought. Actually, Tom, I didn't charge Tom, but I gave him one of my smoke machines and one of my bubble machines, and I gave him the other unit that tips this. And I'm going to do that I'm going to do that right now for you. I know I left something out. Let's find that remote. Okay, so this is the shaker. Now I haven't done this yet, but there's little feet back here, little feet down here, and I'll pull this back just a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. There's little feet here, you see? I may extend those just to be on the safety side, but when you hit the remote control for the shaker, this is what happens. Okay? So this doesn't fall over. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to see it fall over, but I'm going, just for insurance purposes, I'm going to make these feet that come with the wand, I'm going to make them a little bit longer. I'm going to add some Velcro strips of wood. I'll Velcro them to the bottom of the ones that exist. So this way, it's going to still do this. Oh, is it doing it? Oh, yeah. It'll still do that, but I'll be sure that it's not going to tip over. All right, so let me turn around everything so you can see what it looks like. And again, I'm working in reverse here. Okay, so now you can see how everything looks. Okay, and we're gonna start with the tilting part of this thing. I'm sorry, the other side. This side here. This is the shaking machines that I created. It exists. It's a specific kind of linear actuator that I added a transmitter and receiver to, and a 9-volt battery, so that when I hit the button, here's the remote. Okay, you can look at the bottom here. See, am I on the right side? No, I'm sorry. This is the right side right here. When I hit the button on this side here, I'll get my hand out of the way so you can see. It's going to lift up this. Let's see here. Is it here? Oh, sorry. It's here. This is the linear actuator right here. Okay, but right here, if you look at the remote here, see that? When I hit this button, get this out of the way. Look at this white thing on this side here. Look at the white thing here. See that? That kind of lifts up the whole unit. And these legs are a little bit short. I'm going to add some Velcroed extra wood onto it. And the reason I do that is, instead of using glue, is because I want to keep this as pristine as possible. All of this stuff is Velcroed on the back, you know, so I can pull everything off. I don't have to leave everything on there. Okay, and then we have the smoke machine. Let me just turn it around for a second. This is one of my smoke machines that I've added transmitter and receiver to. So that's this right here. Okay, and there is a battery back here that recharges. All right, and this is my sequence of wands, which I made up so you know, you can remember what wand comes next and that kind of thing. So, and I just Velcroed that onto the smoke machine. And the smoke machine, I'm going to take this remote, the shaker, and put it on the side. And the smoke machine is, let's see, which one is, this is the smoke machine right here. So again, all of these are not going to be Velcroed to the side. They're going to be, okay, they're going to be kind of laying on the table. This is the smoke machine. Oh, sorry, that ain't the smoke machine. There we go. This is the smoke machine. Okay. So that gives you the smoke, and of course you turn it off and you just go, I didn't need that. I think we're overtaxing the machine. What else we got? We have the smoke machine. Now, the clacking sound that you hear making the adjustment, this is just a noisemaker, which I painted black. One of those noisemakers for Halloween. That's all it is. So, and then, of course, I Velcroed that to the back here. So that's back there. And then, of course, I just turn it to make it sound like I'm making an adjustment. All right, so there is another, let's see, what do we have? We have smoke machine, we have the shaker. Okay, we have the smoke machine shaker, we have the noisemaker, and we have the bubble machine. Let me just show you the bubble machine over here. Get this remote out of the way. Now this is my bubble machine that I make up, and everybody who's bought one from me has just really appreciated the fact that there's a lot of bubbles that come out of this thing. It's very compact. This is not Velcroed on here. I just put it in the center. Okay, I ran out of room to put anything on the machine back here. You can see that there's no real estate here to put on the back. None at all. So basically this is the bubble machine. And again, I added a transmitter and a receiver, and this is the result. You can see how much. Now, what I did was I also added a 9-volt battery to the bubble machine. This usually takes a 6-volt battery, but because it's a 9-volt battery, it makes the bubble machine spin faster, so that the bubbles come out real fast, just like that, you know. And they shoot up, way up. I mean, I can't even show you. It's got to be a good 5 to 6 feet, you know, which is nice. And, you know, back here it looks pretty cool when you do it. I just see this is going the wrong way here again. So back here now, this is what the audience sees this. You know, so that's what they see. And there's plenty of bubble mixture that comes with this. When you get your first bottle, you get that from me for free when you decide to buy this. And again, the linear actuator and the transmitter receiver and the whole hookup you get, you can purchase that from me also, along with the bubble machine. These are all exclusive to me. The noisemaker, you can make it yourself. You can spray paint it black. I use the grill the black grill spray paint. Now, when I say black grill spray paint, you say, well, what are you talking about? It's a flat black paint, okay? And it is, they use it on grills, like barbecue grills, when it starts to chip and stuff like that. And the reason I use that is because it takes more heat. It's a better paint, and it withstands scratching and things like that, because obviously they want to make money by selling you something that's a little bit better than the regular flat black paint. And it really it gives you the opportunity to maintain and keep your props as nice as possible. Okay, nobody really comes backstage or goes backstage behind the wand making machine to see this stuff, but if you take pride in your own props and things like that, you really want to keep them as nice and clean as possible. Again, and there's a fourth item which I took off, and since I've got four of them actually. I'm bringing four of them. It's a flash unit, a portable hand flash unit that shoots confetti and flash cotton, and that's also Velcro to the side over here. I don't know if you can see it. But that unit, I always say, let me make an adjustment. I turn it on because it's not on before I do that, and I hit the button, and you see the flash of fire, and the flash paper about here just comes on fire, and then there's a lot of confetti in there too. So there's a lot of stuff in this little unit that I bought. Actually, I bought that. That's not mine. I bought five of them. I'm sure he's now selling them for $100. But when I went to FISM in Quebec, I'm sorry, I got to say Quebec. Canadians don't like when you say Quebec. They don't like that. So I say Quebec. When I was in Quebec for FISM 2 years ago, maybe it was 3, I don't even know. The guy had, I don't know, maybe 25 of them. I says, give me 5. So I bought 5 of them. They were $50 a piece. I said, because I could always use them on other props. You can use it on a square circle. You can use it. I have a Kyber Cobra snake behind me, and you can use all of these. You don't have to keep. Once you set up, you've got all of them set up, and you've got one here and one there and whatever, and it never gets old. So you don't have to worry about saying, well, he's doing the same thing again and again and again, because you put it in a different place, and they're familiar with it. The first time you're going to hear the O, and then you keep. When you do it the second and third time, they still give you the O, but this time they're not scared of it. They're familiar with the fact that don't trust him. He's going to do something again, So this is basically it. This is Tom Yurasits' wand making machine. This is the steampunk version. I'm sure there's a wait list. I am sure. And Tom is one of those people. He's a man of his word. If he says he's going to make you one, he's going to make you one. But he's one of those dealers, and I've got to, sometimes you got to love him and you got to hate him. He says, I don't want no money. I'm putting you on my list, and when I get around to making one for you, I'll make it. And I'll let you know that it's coming, and you give me the money. Okay, so this I actually ordered over the phone. I guess he had 2 or 3 made, and maybe he had a sale, or he didn't have a sale, whatever, and maybe a customer crapped out on him, didn't pay him or something, so I got it, all right? There's probably a waiting list for this too. And the thing with Tom Yurasits is he's not only manufacturing like I do, I manufacture my props, but he also does trade shows, okay? He goes to the Magic Live, and he goes to FISM, and he goes to all of these different locations where there are magic conventions. So IBM, SAM conventions, where he peddles his wares, and he also does shows. So you may have to wait a while. I waited 2 years for the bunny in a hat, and so. But he's a good guy. He's one of those guys that you can trust him. I keep telling him I want to give him money. What happens is I go to the convention and I lay the guilt trip on him. I say, Tom, I'm waiting a year for this thing. I mean, let's go. What do you say? I waited 2 years for the bunny, okay? And I got the bunny after 2 years. So that one I got to rehearse every time I do it, okay? It just got to be rehearsed because I don't do that many shows. So, but this is it. This is the wand making machine. And again, I'm a firm believer in I will buy something and and I'll never leave it the way it is. I mean, it's always got to be unique to me. It's always got to have a spin on it. I've got to modify it. I got to hack into it. I got to change it. Whatever I got to do, it's not going to be the same as off the shelf. Okay, there are a lot of props I don't buy because I make them, and I don't make other people's props. I make my own props, and I never make props that look exactly like other people's props. This, all I did to do with this unit here was I added my own spin. I added the shaker. I added the clapping sound. I added the smoke machine. I added the flash pot here, and the bubble machine. These are things that I add, and it's changing the trick to the point where your own spin makes you unique and different. Okay, so I got a show. I think July 25th. I've got a show July 25th, and this is always in my show. The Rabbit in the Hat is always in my shows. But again, I don't do that many shows. I'm not in it for the shows. I'm more in it to go to the conventions and carouse around with my Facebook buddies and other dealers that I've known for years and years and years, and people like David Copperfield, who's somebody I've known since the beginning of my magic career when I was in my early 20s, and he was like a young fellow, like 14, 15 years old. So these are the people that I hang out with, and I learned from them. Okay, they've all, whether they were younger or older, I've always learned from people like Jeff McBride and people like that, how to think magic, not just do magic, how to think magic. And so I owe it to them to do the successful thing that they did. And I'm always looking to create my own spins and my own thing. I hope that this modification that you see here is something that you may want to consider. If you need my help to build it, or if you want to, if you're electronically inclined and you want to buy the parts yourself, I can send you links to the parts. If you want me to build it for you, I can build you these components, and you can Velcro them on the back. So either way, you can either buy it yourself, I'll give you the information, or I can build it for you, and you'll have something unique and different. And again, it doesn't have to go on a one-making machine. It could go on anything. I mean, anything that you have that you use in your shows, you don't have to turn around. I mean, because here, you don't want anybody to see that. That's not something you want people to see. So, and that's it. So my plans are, this is 2024. Yesterday was my birthday, 77. 11 years from now, I'm going to make it to 88, hopefully. And then after that, we'll see. And then we're going off to FISM in 2025. And then I've got lectures in Paris, France, at the Muséum de Magique. So I get around. I do shows. I do lectures. None of my lectures or my shows cost anything. You don't pay for it. All the lectures I give away, all of the gimmicks I give away, all of the magnetic holdouts I give away, all of the props that I give away, all of the lecture notes I give away are free. You don't pay for them. And I usually bring all of this stuff when I go to the magic conventions, like Magic Live we're going to in Vegas this year. And it's 3 weeks away, actually. And I don't charge you for it. You don't pay nothing for it. It's just something it's my thing. I like to give away things. And they're usually different than everybody else's. So if you see me at Magic Live, and come up to me and shake my hand and say, hey, what a great magician you are, even if I'm not. Okay, say that and I'll give you some free magic trick. Okay, I think that's it. Frank Paris, over and out. Thanks a lot for watching.